Hello and welcome to The Master Communicator, where we explore the essential communication skills and strategies that today's leaders need to navigate the complexities of the business world. I'm your host and coach, David Tyler, and today we're diving into a topic that's become incredibly relevant with the rise of remote work: mastering virtual presentations. Virtual presentations have become a staple of business communication. Today, I'll share tips for engaging and persuading remote audiences, from optimizing your technical setup to mastering your delivery. We'll explore ways to create visually appealing slides, use interactive elements to maintain audience engagement, and convey confidence through body language and your voice. Let's get started. Let's start with the technical setup. Imagine you're about to give a virtual presentation to a major client, but your audio cuts out, the video lags, and your slides won't load. It's a nightmare scenario, but one that's avoidable with the right preparation. First, invest in good quality equipment. A high-definition webcam, a reliable microphone, and a stable wired internet connection are crucial. Make sure your lighting is adequate. Natural light is best, but a good ring light can do wonders if that's not an option. Also, think about lighting your background to create some visual interest. Never, ever sit with your back to a window. Test everything before your presentation. This includes running a test call with a colleague to check audio and video quality, to be sure your slides are properly formatted, and having a backup plan if something goes wrong. Remember, technical glitches can derail your presentation, but being prepared can mitigate most issues. The guy who invented WordPress, Matt Mullenweg, wisely said, "Technology is best when it brings people together." With the right setup, technology can enhance your connection with your audience, even when you're miles apart. Next, let's talk about your slides. Think of your slides as visual aids that support your message, not as a script for you to read from. This is probably the biggest mistake I see from presenters. Keep your slides clean and uncluttered. Use high-quality images and graphics to illustrate your points, but avoid overloading them with text. One word may be enough to support what you're saying. I once attended a presentation where the slides were so text-heavy that I couldn't focus on the speaker. It was a classic case of death by PowerPoint. Use bullet points to highlight important information, and make sure your font size is large enough to be readable on any screen. The book Presentation Zen by Gar Reynolds is a great source for how to do that. Remember to use a consistent theme and color scheme throughout your slides. This not only makes your presentation look professional, but also helps to keep your audience's attention. Animations and transitions can be used sparingly to emphasize key points, but don't overdo them. They can become distracting if used excessively. Engagement is key in virtual presentations. Unlike in-person meetings, you can't always see your audience's reaction, so you need to be proactive in maintaining their interest. One effective way to do this is by incorporating interactive elements. You can use polls, Q&A sessions, and chat features to involve your audience. For instance, start with a poll to gauge their knowledge on the topic or ask for their opinions during the presentation. This keeps them engaged and makes them feel involved. Storytelling is another powerful tool. Share anecdotes and real-life examples to illustrate your points. People are naturally drawn to stories, and this can make your content more relatable and memorable. For example, the learning curve was steep when I first started doing virtual presentations. By sharing how I overcame the challenges of doing my presentations virtually, I can connect with my audience more personally. Bill Gates once said, the internet is becoming the town square for the global village of tomorrow. Embrace this concept by creating a sense of community in your virtual presentations. Make your audience feel like they're part of a conversation, not just passive listeners. Even though your audience may not be in the same room, your body language and voice still play a crucial role. Sit up straight or stand up if you can. Maintain eye contact with the camera and use hand gestures to emphasize points. This conveys confidence and helps keep your audience engaged. The more you can show your hands, the better. Your voice is equally important. Vary your pitch, pace, and tone to keep your presentation dynamic. Monotone delivery can quickly bore your audience. So emphasize key points by changing your tone and pace. For example, slow down to highlight a significant point, or speed up slightly to convey excitement. Practice makes perfect. Record yourself presenting and watch the playback to identify areas for improvement. Pay attention to your body language and voice expressiveness. Are you making enough eye contact? Is your voice engaging? By refining these aspects, you can enhance your overall delivery. Finally, let's put it all together. A successful virtual presentation is not just about delivering content, it's about making an impact. Start with a strong opening to grab your audience's attention. State the purpose of your presentation and what they can expect to learn. Use the techniques we've discussed to keep your audience engaged throughout, and end with a clear and compelling conclusion. Summarize the key points, reinforce the main message, and provide a call to action. Whether it's encouraging further discussion, inviting questions, or directing them to additional resources, make sure your audience knows the next steps. Mastering virtual presentations involves a combination of technical preparation, engaging content, and confident delivery. By optimizing your setup, creating visually appealing slides, involving your audience, and using effective body language and voice modulation, you can ensure your virtual presentations are as impactful and effective as in-person meetings. Bottom line, virtual presentations are an essential skill in today's remote work environment. By honing these skills, you can engage and persuade your audience regardless of the physical distance. Thank you for joining me on this episode of The Master Communicator. If you found this episode helpful, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with your network. Until next time, keep refining your virtual presentation skills and lead with confidence.
Contact David for one-on-one coaching or team training by email david@davidtylerspeaks.com or book David as a speaker at your next conference. Email booking@davidtylerspeaks.com. Custom music for the show is provided by Buddha Sync Music. The Master Communicator is a production of David Tyler Communications, Inc.